The first one is to do with WADA, and as guardians of the sport and with respect to doping, it's important that WADA have got all the resources and the funding that they need to be able to do their job. And right now they're trying to fight with one hand behind their back. Their annual budget is $26 million a year. That's split half between the IOC and half between governments. So when you then understand that the IOC operate on a revenue of around $5 billion a quadrennial, that's the equivalent of $1.25 billion a year. The IOC are only spending 1% of their revenue to fund WADA, and we think that that is fundamentally flawed. And also the authority to act. So if an anti-doping organisation is not doing their job, is not operating the way they should, then WADA need to be able to step in and do something about it. And that's a function of both authority and money. Secondly, and certainly through our discussions with Ben, we've come to understand that there is a lack of connection between the athletes and the national anti-doping organisations. On the one side, you've got the athlete who's trying to do their best with all the temptations that they're faced, and on the other side, you've got the NADOs, and the NADO's job is to test, prosecute and punish the athletes. So it's going to be really difficult to try and get these guys working together. Therefore, we're proposing the establishment of an athlete support council, and it's that athlete support council that sits halfway in between, and it buffers the two of them, it brings them together and facilitates counselling, education, and just as importantly, whistleblowing as well. Finally, we're pushing for the establishment of truth and reconciliation, and the way that works is you open a window for a period of time and you ask people that have been actively involved in doping, and you ask them to come in, unburden themselves, share their secrets, tell us what they've been doing, how they've been doing it, and most importantly, how they've been getting away with it. And we use that information to do two things. One, to have a cathartic moment for the sport and for the individuals concerned. And just as importantly, to create the new focus and the new attention on how we prevented from happening in the past. But it's important to understand, though, that that also entails drawing the line in the sand.